Yes, we read the Little Red Riding Hood, and we reviewed the words that you don't understand in the story, right? Alright. Did you enjoy what we did last time?
Yeah.
Okay, now we will do something similar like it. Okay, something similar to it. So we're gonna do something like we did last time. So today, I have a book here, and what you will do is, of course, you're gonna read it, and then this short story. What you will do is to take take note of the words, or write down the words that you do not understand, just like the last time. Okay, and I will tell you some technique or some things that you can do to understand the words that you're having hard time to understand, and you don't know the meaning, or you don't know how to read it. Okay, you understand that?
Yeah.
Alright, that's good. So last time we only had a short discussion about the words that you don't understand, but today I will teach you how to identify those words, or what you can do to identify them, or to understand at least the meaning, or to have a hint, or to have an idea of what is the word, even though you haven't encountered it from just by looking at it. Okay, understand? Alright. So before you start reading, um, let me just introduce you some words. So I have prepared 3 words to be exact. It's this word. Can you read it?
Unfair.
This one.
Easy.
And this one.
Different.
Yes. So are you familiar with those words? Really? How are you familiar with them? Have you read them before, or do you know the meaning of those words?
I read it before.
You read it before, but do you know the meaning of those words? Like unfair. Do you know the meaning of unfair? What's the meaning of unfair? If you know it, from the word itself, unfair. Do you know what is fair? No, you just know how to read them, but you don't know the meaning. Alright, but later you will know the meaning of these words. And I will tell you how will you identify them, and I will teach you how will you give meaning to these words. Okay? So before that, I'm gonna tell you the 2 techniques, or ways on how we will identify the words. So that is what we call context clues. So basically, context clues are words that that are around the words that is difficult. For example, you have here word. Now, diba, when you're reading, you have a word that you don't understand. And next to that word, we have another word or sentences that gives context, or nagbibigay siya ng informasyon dun sa may word na hindi mo alam. Right? Are you still listening? Okay. So, you can use that another word for you to contextualize, or give meaning to the words that you're having a hard time reading or understanding. Okay? So, yung mga sumusunod na words, halimbawa, meron kang hindi naintindihan, tapos pag nagbabasa ka, hindi mo maintindihan yung word na to. Ngayon, babasahin mo yung mga kasunod niya na sentences or words para maintindihan mo kung ano yung difficult na words na yun hindi mo maintindihan. Kumbaga, siya yung nagbibigay ng information doon sa words na yun para mabigyan mo siya ng meaning, para mas maintindihan mo siya. Understand? Okay. So next, we have identifying word components. So what you will do there is, you're gonna break down or chop. Do you know what is chop? Chop. Hahatiin. Chop. Okay, so you will chop the words or break down the words. Like, for example, do you know what is syllables? Syllables is the number of times you have to read the words. For example, diba this one, easily. O, ilang syllable meron sa easily? Easily, kung ilang beses mo siyang babanggitin. 3. So, there are 3 syllables in easily. However, in identifying word components, you will break it down but not by syllables. For example, easy. Alam mo ba yung salitang easy? You know what is easy? And what is easy?
Madali.
Madali. So, we have easy from the word easily. So, ano yung matitira? From the word easily, kinuha mo yung easy. What was left?
Li.
Li. Yes. So, that's how you chop words or identify word components. So, ang tawag doon ay, sa easy, paghahati, ang tawag sa easy ay root word o siya yung pinanggagalingan ng salita. Tapos, yung li naman, ang tawag doon ay suffix or idinudugtong. Tama? Intindihan? Okay, very good. So, now I have here the book that you will be reading, and before that, let me explain to you what we're going to do today. So, for our activity today, so we have here another storybook. Of course, you're going to read this. But, unlike last time, this one, I chose this specifically so for you to read. So, unlike last time that you have the freedom to choose what book do you want to read. Now, I chose this book for you to read, and I want you to list down the words that you're unfamiliar. So, words na hindi mo naintindihan or hindi mo alam yung meaning. Kahit na babasa mo siya, kailangan alam mo yung meaning niya. So, pag hindi mo alam yung meaning niya, if you don't know the meaning of the word that you're reading, you have to write it. Okay? And then later on, once you're done reading, we will be discussing the word that you wrote or the words that you write, and we will write down on the paper, and then we'll contextualize it or we'll give meaning to the word so that you can understand it. And then next time, you can use these techniques for you to understand words that are difficult. Alright? Did you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So, I will teach you those techniques later. So, now, you can start reading, and here's your paper. You wrote down all the words that you don't understand. Here, you don't understand. Even the words that you can read but don't understand. Okay? So, yung mga words na nababasa mo, pero hindi mo naiintindihan, o hindi mo alam kung ano yung ibig sabihin, ililista mo dito. Is that clear? Let me start now.
The ugly duckling, mother duck sat on her eggs. She waited and waited. Suddenly, something moved. The eggs were beginning to hatch. One by one, the ducklings pushed out of their cages.
You can write it if you don't understand it. You should write it. Even though you can read the word, you should list it if you don't understand the meaning. Okay?
One by one, the ducklings looked at their mother for the first time. Mother duck looked at them. To most of the ducklings were small, yellow, and fuzzy. But one duckling looked different. The duckling was bigger than
Below. Below the other word. Sa baba. So where's the mother duck there? Who do you think is the different duck? That one. How do you know that's the different duck?
Because her color is gray.
Alright.
Follow me, sweet ducklings, mother duck said. Then she hopped in the and the duckling followed Mr. and Mrs. Frog. So the ducks swim by. The two frogs were the proud parents of new baby. Both except for that last one, said Mrs. Frog. You're right, said Mr. Frog. That is an ugly duckling. Mother duck led the ducklings away. She did not want the ducklings to hear what the frog said, but it was too late. The gray duckling had heard the frogs. Is it true, Mother? I am an ugly duckling? She asked. You are beautiful, Mother Duck said. You are big and strong, and you will surely do well. I am proud of all my ducklings. Don't listen to those silly frogs. The gray duckling wanted to believe Mother Duck, but it was hard. Everywhere he went, the animals reminded him that he was strange. What I'm a duck, they said.
So what did the odd duck did? What did the odd duck do? Anong ginawa niya?
She want to have friends with animals.
She wants to be friends with other animals. And how did the other animals treated her?
The other animals don't like her.
The other animals does not like her. And what did she do? What did she do after when she talked to her mother?
She believed
She
her mother that she's beautiful.
Okay.
The gray duckling was sad. The other ducklings never invited him to play with them. He was alone. There must be something wrong with me. Through, through the gray duckling, I do not belong. That night, while the duck family was sleeping, the gray duckling quickly wandered away. He floated down a stream. He saw many new places. He got there information about other animals and the world around him, but not this did not help him. He still felt alone. Then one day he saw a group of beautiful white swans. Swans with long necks flying in the sky. What beautiful birds! To the gray duckling, if only I should fly away, maybe I could found a home where I belong. The air grew chilly as fall came. Then it was winter. The fountains and streams froze. The gray duckling was often hungry and cold.
Are you done?
At last, winter becomes spring. One day, the duckling saw several beautiful white swans.
What? Do you understand what several means? No, we have to write it down. From the picture that you saw, do you think you have an idea what several is?
Volume,
No. Can you read it again? Oh, no, later. We'll talk about it later. Where were you? Continue reading.
at last, winter becomes spring. One day, the duckling saw several beautiful white swans splashing in a distant pond. They were
Distant?
distant pond.
Where is it? Pond.
Pond.
You know what pond is? No.
Patag.
No. You have to write it down.
They were some birds with long necks. He had seen flying months before I want to swim and play too. He too
Thought.
thought I don't thought I don't want to be alone anymore. The duckling his wings, he felt stronger and bigger than before. Without even trying, he flew into the
Flew.
flew flew into the air. It felt wonderful to fly. The duckling flew to the pond, and the white ones got there around him. I know I am ugly. And different started. The duckling. You are not ugly, said one the swans. You are beautiful. We are here to welcome you. The duckling looked at his reflection in the water, and for the first time he saw that they were right. He was a beautiful white swan, just like them. At last, he had found the place where he belonged.
Are you done? Can you show me the words that you wrote down? Alright, I see you have several words that wrote down. So, let's find here where you read those words. So first you have fragile. Next you have certainly. Fond. Pond.
Pond.
Wonder.
And then swans.
Where's the word wonder?
The second. Third.
Wonder. Swans.
Swans. Swans. Swan.
Several. So those are the words that you wrote down. So we're gonna discuss this. So here, first, let's have the example of context clues. So context clues, like I've said earlier, tell me if you don't understand what I'm saying. So I will translate it into Filipino, okay? So, alright, these are the words. Earlier I said that context clues is finding context among the words that are next to the difficult words that you've read. So it's basically finding words next to the words that is difficult or hard to understand. So for example, here we have, or sometimes you can look at the picture to understand the context of the word. So for example, let's look at the picture here. So what can you see in this picture?
Small ducklings and my big mother duckling.
Alright. So what do you think is happening here?
She talking the gray duckling.
She's talking to the gray duckling. So the mother duck is talking to the gray duckling. So the gray duckling, what does he look like? Does she look different? Yes, she look different. So kakaiba siya. So it says here, the ducklings push out of their fragile shells. Do you know what is shells? Shells.
Shells in water.
Yes. There those things that you see on the water are called shells. But shells can have different meaning. For example, here, when you see an egg, so when you crack, when an animal is hatching, what do they hatch? Ano yung iniitlog nila? Ano yung nilalabas nila? Yung mga animals. Egg, right? The egg. So that egg, the white part or the whole egg. This is the whole egg, right? The one covering the egg that you're eating is called the shell. That is the shell of the egg. That is called shells. So kapag nangingitlog yung mga animals, there, that one is shell. So you know what is shell now. That is an egg shell. Right? The one on the water is called seashells. This one is an egg shell. So it says here that the shells are fragile. Ano sa tingin mo yung meaning nun? Upon understanding the context. So the picture, sabi dito, the mother duck is hatching and then she's waiting for the ducklings to come out of their shells. The fragile means madali siyang mag-crack. Meaning, madaling mag-crack, meaning malambot siya, delicate. Sabihin, madaling masira. Fragile. Okay? So, yung mga shells, fragile siya. So, kaya siyang, di ba pag nabagsak mo, madali siyang masira. That's what fragile means. So, titignan mo lang dito, ano kaya yung pwedeng magbigay ng meaning sa fragile na word. Tulad ng ginawa ko, dito, shell yung in-example ko. So, ano yung pwedeng maging meaning niya dun sa kasunod ng word or yung mga words na nakapalibot sa kanya. Dun mo hanapin yung meaning ng word na hindi mo maintindihan o mabasa. Okay? Next. certainly. So next, I have never seen a duckling like you. And what does that mean?
Hindi pa siya nakakakita ng duckling na ganun.
Alright. So, sabi dito, you are certainly different, but I love you just the same. So, the next word next to the certainly is word different. Do you know what is different? Yes. So, sabi nga ng mother, I have never seen a duckling like you. Hindi pa ako nakakita ng tulad mo. You are certainly different. So, from that context that that the mother said, from this passage, what do you think is the meaning of certainly?
Tiyak.
Tiyak or tunay nga na different yung isang duck. Yun yung sabi nun. So, from that context, malalaman mo na yung meaning ng word na to, certainly. So, meaning ng certainly, tiyak or tunay nga. Okay? Na kakaiba siya. Because the mother saw that the color of the duck is different. So, as you can see here, they're wandering around. So, you can also base the context of the words that you don't understand in the picture, based from the picture. So, for example, here, you read this, right? So, when you're reading this and you don't understand a word, look at the picture. Then, recall what you read. Isipin mo kung ano yung nabasa mo dito. Tapos, kunwari, bibigyan mo to ng, kung ilalapat mo dito yung ibinabasa mo, if you're gonna fit what you read here, so, you will give context to this picture. Bibigyan mo ng meaning yung picture na to based dun sa nabasa mo. Do you understand? For example, follow me, sweet ducklings, Mother Duck said. Then she hopped in the pond and the ducklings followed. So from this sentence, makikita mo na agad kung ano yung ginawa ng mother dito. Kung ano yung sinabi niya. Do this. If you're gonna fit this picture into this sentence, so follow me, sweet ducklings. Isipin mo, yun yung sinabi ng mother duck. Samahan nyo, ay sundan nyo ako. Tapos pumunta sila sa pond. Ano sa tingin mo yung pond? Could be ilog, yes. Pero a pond, pwede siyang ilog, but a pond means a body of water or a small portion of water on the ground or on the flat surface. Or it could also be a fish. Do you know what is fish pond? Yes. Alright. So that's a small portion of water.
And pool.
Oh, yes. It's like a pool. Right, that's right. So from that you gave context to the word that you don't understand based on the picture. Okay? Next we have wonder. the gray duckling quietly wandered away. So, away, meaning
Lumayo.
lumayo. So, wandered away, it's like, it emphasize, binibigyan nilang ng uh, mas mas kahulugan yung yung word. So, wandered away, lumayo siya. Nagpakalayo-layo siya. That's the meaning of wandered. Next. Then one day, he saw a group of beautiful white swans. So, you don't know the meaning of swans. Again, take a look at the picture. So, here, he is referring to the gray duckling. He. So, nakakita daw siya ng beautiful white swans. Ano sa tingin mo yung swans?
Bird.
Bird. Yes. A bird that is like a duck, but prettier. They're white and they have long
Neck.
yes. So swan could also be what is an example? Do you know what is pabo? Ay, hindi pala. Gansa.
Bird.
You don't know gansa. You haven't seen gansa. So swans is gansa. Alright? Later, okay, I'll show you the picture. Gansa of swans. So, next. From this context daw, he saw several so, alam mo na yung white swans. He saw several white swans. From here, sabi dito, one day he saw a group of beautiful white swans. Do you know what is group?
Grupo.
Grupo. So, meaning,
Magkakaisa.
marami. Marami at magkakaisa sila. Yes, that's correct. And in the next text, it says here that he saw a several. One day, the duckling saw several beautiful white swans. It's the same like this one in the front passage, right? It's the same. Unlike here, na he saw a group of beautiful white swans. It says here he saw a several beautiful white swans. So from that, how will you give meaning to the word several from that example that I said? Diba, it's the same. He saw a group of beautiful white swans. On the next passage, the duckling saw several beautiful white swans. And you can look at the picture.
That.
So, these two sentences are the same. They only differ in one word, which is group and several. But that two words is synonymous or magkasing tulad lang sila. So, from that, what do you think is the meaning of the word several?
Several. Diba?
Diba, kanina sabi ko group. Tinanong kita, what is group?
Magkakaisa at marami.
Oh, diba? And then, I said, the two words several and group are synonymous or magkasing tulad, magkasing kahulugan. Synonyms. Now, from that, what do you think is the meaning of several? Kung magkasing hulugan lang sila ng group.
Several. Same sila ng mga may same yung sa beautiful swans tas yung group
That's right. But I'm talking about the meaning of the word several. Ano yung kahulugan yung word na several? Di ba hindi mo siya maintindihan? Sabi ko sa'yo, the word group and several, yung dalawang words na yon, group and several, magkasing kahulugan sila. So, meaning, halos magkapareho lang sila. O, ngayon, sa binigay kong example na yon, ano yung meaning ng several kung magkapareho sila ng group? Eh, kanina, di ba, tinanong kita kung ano yung meaning ng group. Sinabi mo, ngayon, ano yung meaning ng several kung magkasing hulugan lang sila ng salitang group? Marami. Several, marami. Diba, sabi ko na, group, ano yung meaning ng group? Marami. Magkasing kahulugan sila. Synonymous ang several and groups. Do you understand what I say? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next, please. Thought. This one is a quotation. I want to play and swim too, he thought. I don't want to be alone anymore. So, sino nagsabi na to? Sa tingin mo?
Yung gray na duck.
Yung gray na duck. So, ito, sinabi niya to, yung word na yan, kasi merong quotation marks. Pag merong ganito, ibig sabihin, yung nagsasalita, siya yung nagsabi ito. I want to swim and play too, he thought. Ano sa tingin mo ang ibig sabihin nito? I will give you a synonym of this. Kasi kahulugan ng word na to. Okay? Or, I will give you the root word of this or the present tense of this word. Think. Do you know the word think?
Not the isip.
Nag-iisip. The past tense of the word think is thought. Alam mo ba yung past tense? Past tense is yung nakaraan. Nakaraan. Pag ginagawa mo, halimbawa, ano ang kapag sinabing nagsaing, diba, ang root word is saing. Ano yung nakaraan ng root ng word na to? Past action. O yung nagawa na. Ano sabi mo?
Nagsaing ako na.
Nagsaing. Yan yung nag-i-indicate na nagawa na siya. Nakaraan na. Past. Ito, think. Ang past tense niya is thought. Meaning, kung ito ang think, nag-isip, ay isip, ito, nag-iisip ka. Ito,
Katulad niya.
ano ibig sabihin niya?
Thinking.
Past tense.
Nagsaing.
Isip.
Nag-iisip.
Inisip or niisip niya. He thought. Yun yung tumatakbo sa utak niya. Nung nakita niya yung mga white swan. Yung meaning nun. Kasi itong word na to, sinabi niya to, meaning, inisip niya. From that, you gave context to the word that you don't understand from the other words that is before or after the difficult words. Next. Next is flew. The duckling flew to the pond. So, ano yung pond?
Yung maliit na
Body of water.
water.
Yes. So, the duckling flew to the pond. Verb to, meaning action siya. So, anong ginawa nung duckling?
Nahulog.
Lumipad siya. Lumipad. Flew. Papunta sa pond kung nasaan yung mga white swans. Sabi kanina, asan yung mga white swan? Nasa pond sila. Ngayon, the duckling flew to the pond where the white swans gathered. So, pumunta siya. Pwede mo din sabihin na pumunta siya doon. Or lumipad siya papunta doon. So, that is giving context to the words that is difficult. So, babasahin mo lang yung mga kasunod niyang word or sentence para mabigyan mo ng meaning yung mga word na hindi mo maintindihan. Okay, copy? Do you understand me? Alright. So, now, the word naman kanina that we've discussed is the easily and this word. Easily and unfair. So, I taught you how to break down words kanina or earlier. I taught you how to break down words. So, breaking down words is breaking the root word of the word and then the affixes and suffixes. So, example affixes natin is an, this, and in, like that. And then, suffixes naman is li, ed, or ed, or s, like that. Those are the words. Now, if you're gonna break the word unfair, how will you break it? Break it down in suffixes or affixes. Ano yung sa tingin mo yung root word ng word na unfair?
Parang inject.
Hindi. Ano yung root word? Ano yung pinanggalingan ng word ng unfair? Hatiin mo tong word, hatiin mo yung word na unfair. Pag hinati mo siya, ano yung ano yung paano mo siya hatiin?
Pag-iwalay mo ang tsaka yung fair.
Sa unfair. O, alin dyan yung affix or yung dinugtong na salita bago. Diba, ang meaning ng affixes, yung dinugtong na salita bago yung mismong word. Suffixes naman is yung dinugtong na salita pagkatapos ng mismong word. O, ano tong am? Ano sa tingin mo yung am? Suffix or affix? Hindi, affix or suffix. Pinaliwanag ko na sa'yo kung anong meaning ng affix saka suffix. O, unfair. Saan siya nakapwesto?
Sa unahan.
Sa unahan. O, ano siya? Affix or suffix?
Affix.
Affix. That's right. So, an is an example of affix word. Unfair. So, the word fair is the root word. Understand? Alright. So, now we can move on to our next activity. So, these words are the words that you have wrote down. So, Now, I want you to, I'm gonna pick there's three words here. So, these are the three words. So, I want you to write down these three words. So, I'm gonna write it down. Now, I want you to use these words for our next activity. You have to use these three words into a sentence. You're gonna give context to these three words. If you really understand what I talked about earlier, you can do this. You should if you're really listening to me, then you can do this one. So these words are pond, flu, and several. Now I want you to use this word in a sentence to give a different context to these words if you really understood what I taught you earlier. One sentence each, okay? Are you done? Alright. So I'm gonna check this earlier. So that does not stop there. So I have prepared here another one. So can you still recall what I said about affixes and suffixes? So affixes are
Is in Tagalog. Yung yung lalagyan ng sentence.
affixes, sila yung nilalagay sa
Unahan.
unahan. So before the word, unahan ng word nilalagay ang affixes. Yung suffixes naman
Sa hulihan.
sa hulihan. Okay. After the word. So now I have 5 words here. Now I want you to break down these words and look if the word is so ang tawag dun sa word, what you call the word na dinudugtungan ng affixes or suffixes, ang tawag dun root word. So kapag ang root word dinudugtungan mo ng affix, magiging isang word na siya na iba yung meaning. So kapag yung affix dinudtong mo sa isang word, ang tawag dun sa word na dinudugtungan mo, root word. Okay? So yung root word, dinudugtungan siya ng affix sa unahan o suffix sa hulihan. Ngayon, itong mga word na to, I want you to break it down or break down these words, and then write down here what is the whether it's a affix or suffix. And of course, you also need to identify what is the root word. So if the word that doesn't have a suffix, then you can skip that. Answer these first 3 words.
Running.
Replay. No, this one first.
Replay.
Replay. So, how will you break down this word?
I will
Replay. I taught you how to break down words earlier. How will you break down the word replay? Diba sinabi ko sa'yo kung ano yung mga affixes? Para maintindihan mo kung meron ba siyang affixes or suffixes, kailangan ma-identify mo din o malaman mo din kung ano yung root word, kung ano yung pinanggaling na word nung word na yon bago siya after niya madugtungan. Ano sa tingin mo yung root word ng word na replay? Play. Ayan. Pag binasa mo siya, kung ang root word niya ay play, pag binasa mo siya, replay, ano siya, anong meron siya? Affix or suffix?
fix.
Saan dinadugtong ang suffix?
Sa hulihan.
Yung word na replay, asan yung ano niya? Yung dinugtong sa kanya. Kung ang root word niya ay play, hinati mo na siya. Ang root word niya, play. Saan siya dinugtungan?
Affix.
Affix. Saan siya dinugtungan?
Sa re.
Sa unahan, dinugtungan. Ang dinugtong ay re. Saan? Tanong ko ay saan, hindi ano. Saan siya dinugtungan?
Sa unahan.
Ano ang dinugtong?
Re.
Ngayon, yun ay affix, suffix.
Affix.
Affix. Ang word na replay ay suffix, ay affix. May affix siya, affix. So, ang root word niya ay play, ang affix niya ay replay. Next. Anong word to?
Unhappy.
Unhappy. Ano yung root word ng word na unhappy?
Happy.
siya? Saan siya dinugtungan?
Sa unahan.
Sa unahan. O ano siya? Affix, suffix.
Affix.
Ano yung affix niya?
An.
An. O, next word.
Running.
Running. O, ano yung root word ng running?
Ning.
Hindi. Running. Isipin mo, ano yung running? Ano yung pwedeng maging root word niya? Running.
Running. Run.
Run. O, saan siya dinugtungan?
Sa hulihan.
O, ano siya? Suffix, affix?
Suffix.
Suffix. So, ano yung suffix niya? Kung hahatiin mo siya. Ano yung suffix?
Root.
Suffix.
Ay. Ning.
ing. Yan ay isang example ng suffix. ing. Running. Pero double edge siya. So, pwedeng ni or run. Kasi, nado-double siya kapag consonant. Double edge. Ning. Run, ning. So, anong meaning ng word na play?
Naglalaro.
Naglalaro. O, pag dinugtungan mo siya ng affix, replay, ano yung meaning niya?
Replay. Pinapalaro.
Pinapalaro. Pwede. Or, inuulit. Inuulit or pinapalaro. Pwede din. Pinauulit. So, meaning, inuulit siya. Okay? Replay. Or binabago siya. So, pag nagdudugtong tayo ng affix or suffix, if we put an affix or suffix to the word, it changes the meaning of the word. Alright? You have to understand that. Okay, what is the meaning of the word happy?
Masaya.
Masaya. So, ito naman, an. It's an affix. Meaning ng an or un, parang nenegate or negative siya. O, pag sinabing unhappy, anong meaning nun? Kung negative yung salitang an, tapos dinugtong siya sa word na happy, ano na ibig sabihin nun?
Masaya. Sobrang masaya.
Hindi, negative.
Hindi masaya.
Hindi masaya, tama. So, pag dinugtong yung salitang an, meaning negative na yung word na dinugtungan niya. So, unhappy, from masaya, hindi na siya masaya. So, it also changes the meaning. So, you have to remember that when you put a fix or suffix, it changes the meaning of the word. Understand? Okay, the last word. Running. Running. What's the meaning of the word run?
Tumakbo. O tumatakbo.
Tumakbo. Run. Tumakbo. Ngayon, ang word na ing, ginagawa niyang present tense yung isang word. O kasalukuyan. Ginagawa mo. Kapag dinugtungan mo ng ing yung run, tumakbo, ano na siya? Running. Ano nung meaning ng running?
Tumatakbo.
Tumatakbo. Tama. So, naging present na siya. Kapag past na,
Mabilis.
pag hindi, ano yung past ng tumatakbo? Nagawa mo na. run, takbo. Running, tumatakbo. Oh. Eh, yung magawa mo na.
Tumakbo na.
Tumakbo. Tama, tumakbo. Run. Yun naman, R-A-N. Iba naman na yung spelling niya. That's on another lesson. Okay, do you understand what is affix and suffix and how it changes the meaning of a word? Alright. So, when you put affix or suffix, what does it do to the word? Anong ginagawa? Pag dinugtungan mo ng affix or suffix yung isang word, anong ginagawa niya? Sabi ko na. Iniiba. Iniiba niya yung meaning. It changes the meaning of the word when you put a affix or suffix into a root word or root word or the base form of word or verb action. Understand? Okay. Now, since we're done with our lesson, now that we're done with our lesson activity, let's move on to your takeaways. But before that, I have here another activity. So, for the assessment. So, earlier, we did context clues. So, paano yung context clues?
Context clues. Hindi mo alam. Tapos, titignan mo sa itsura kung ano yung mga nagpapakita sa kanya ng
Meaning. Titignan mo yung ibang words kung nagbibigay ba siya ng additional information o karagdagan na context or information dun sa may word na hindi mo intindihan. Now, we will test if you can answer these words that I prepared for you. So, in the column A, dito sa column A, we have words that you can be familiar with this or you may not. So, in the column B are the context of these words from the column A. So, etong nasa column B, binibigyan niya ng context yung sa column A. Ngayon, what you will do is you need to connect the context in the column B to column A. You just have to write the answer in the space provided here. So, I'll give you one. So, the context on the letter B says, very, very sad. So, what do you think is the word for very, very sad? If you're very sad, what could be the context when you're sad? One-third? Ano ibig sabihin ng one-third? We talked about this. We talked about it earlier.
One-third na parang sa paniniwala. Iba ka?
That's different. That one. Okay, let's change it na lang. What do you want to answer? The suffix, affix, or the context clues? Right here, the root word. Tapos, right here as well if the word has suffix or affix. If it doesn't have affix, then you don't need to write here. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-start dito kung hindi siya affix. Kung wala siyang suffix, ganun din. You just have to write the root word or the affix or the suffix. Kung ano yun. Tapos, you have to write here kung ano yung pagkakaintindi mo sa word na yun. Alright? You can answer the 3 words only. Sa katapat. Sa katapat mo sa isusula. O, ano yung pagkakaintindi mo sa word na yan? Ilagay mo dito. Or isulat mo dito. Based sa pagkakahati mo sa kanila. Una mong itindihan, ano ba yung root word? Tapos, ano yung idinugtong, ano yung dinugtong sa kanya. Diba kapag an, ang ibig sabihin ng negative. Kapag naman this, ang ibig sabihin ay
Iba.
pwede. Iba. O, kung dun mo ibabase, ano meaning nun? Pwede sa iba ba? Pwede pa. You can write your answer below. It doesn't fit inside the box. Done. That's good. We're done. And now let's move on the reflection on learning. So I have here, I will read you some some sentence, and just like the last time, we'll say if you agree by saying hooray and hep hep if you don't agree, okay? First, I can use context clues to identify meaning of unfamiliar words.
Hooray.
I can use word components to unlock new vocabularies.
Hooray.
I can understand the target words in written and oral response. Naintindihan mo ba yung mga words na inuna natin kanina? Basis natin kanina.
Hooray.
Kung nakasulat siya or sasabihin. Now, just write here what you have learned from our session today and how can you use that learning. Here, ano yung natutunan mo and here, ano yung natutunan mo and here, paano mo siya gagamitin. How will you use the learning? What have you learned? Maikli lang. Alright, thank you. And that concludes our session for today. Did you enjoy our session?
Yes.
Okay, can I expect you into another session next time? Alright, okay, thank you.